Hi guys, welcome to part one of our podcast. Today I have Inam here, a basic C sharp programmer. Tell me, Inam, what did we do today?
Today we made a basic calculator um, which added two numbers together. Um, we started off by creating three variables, in fact, which was num1 and num2 and answer. Um, we also wrote console write, which we wrote enter first number, which popped up on the console, and we rate any number we wanted to use, and I wrote 10. It converted the number into an int, and then again we wrote console write and enter the second number, which popped up on the console, and I wrote the second number, which was 15, and then again it read the line, converted the number into an int, and then the answer equals int1 plus not int1, sorry, num1 plus num2, and it added 10 and 15 together, which was 25. And then again we wrote console write, and then in that we wrote answer is plus answer and console read key, so the console stays there and doesn't disappear, and with this the answer was 25.
Tell me, Inam, did you find this program easy to devise by yourself, or I mean?
Yeah, I found this pretty simple, as it had a toolbar and it showed you what options you had each time you wrote console, and it seems fairly straightforward, and as I've done a bit of programming in some beginner languages such as C-bot, I understood a bit better, but sharp, I find it quite easy, as this calculator we created was very simple, and I could read the coding and I don't understand what we're actually doing.
How would you compare C sharp to C bot, for example? I mean, C sharp is a C bot. It's a very robotic sort of way of moving and stuff.
Yeah.
But how do you compare it to C sharp, which is a professional language? Do you find it easier, or just explain?
I find it a bit more realistic, as C-bot was a bit more like it didn't feel real.
The scenarios you would use C sharp in compared to C bot.
Yeah,
it's more lifelike.
yeah, it's more lifelike, it's more realistic.
But but C bot is more of a visual way of looking
Yeah,
at it. So
it's more of just understanding the basics, very very basics. And this is a bit more advanced and more professional. I'd really like the toolbar pops up from underneath where you're at console, and it shows you the compiler. Yeah, and shows you if you made a mistake, shows you where you made a mistake and you have to correct it. So to understand this is very very straightforward by using Microsoft Visual Studios.
if you gave a program like this, like a calculator, do you think they could devise a program like this, like let's say a HTML student, for example, one or two years experience? Do you think he could make a program like this? I mean, what are the chances? Would he succeed? Or?
I think my programming skills are not that good, but if I can do it, then a person if a person who has 2 years experience in HTML, I think they certainly can.
Because it's just the same thing.
Yes,
in a more realistic way.
yeah, that's exactly.
And I mean, it is a lot more easier to understand than HTML, for example. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. As I've laid it out as well, I structured it in an appropriate way for I can read and understand. I haven't made it messy.
There's no body tags or anything.
Yeah, there's no body tags.
There's no
And if you forget to put a semicolon, or if you a speech mark or anything, or even a dot, it shows you in the compiler. So wherever you make an error, you can correct yourself by looking at the compiler. It tells you exactly where you've gone wrong, or it doesn't play the program and it shows you where you've gone wrong and what you need to correct. So this really, for me, is for a beginner and a learner. C sharp, I recommend this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So there you are, guys. That's our first part of our podcast. Please look for our future podcast, part 2 of a podcast, where we will devise a program to basically, tell them, just tell them.
In the second podcast, we will try and make a more advanced calculator, and this is very basic, so I'm not going to tell you too much, so I'll show you in the second podcast.